Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? I'm Two Tone Sports. I'm coming at you today with the NFL awards for the 2023-2024 season. Yeah, this is early. The draft just ended a week ago, but let's talk about it. In every single slide, I give you the person, I discuss about it, and I'll give you the odds in the top left of the screen. If you want to bet along with it, feel free. But this is my prediction for the awards. So that being said, once again, guys, Two Tone Sports, appreciate any and all support you guys show to this channel. This is a grind. I'm on the 1K grind. Hope to hit it before the start of preseason. So that being said, guys, let's jump right into the video. First one, I'm going to do Offensive Rookie of the Year. Here, yeah, you see Anthony Richardson. Why did I pick him? All right, I think he's honestly going to start week one. There's rumors that they already came out and said that he's going to start week one. So, did you see what he did in the combine? The man ran a 4.43 40-yard dash, okay, at literally, come on, literally 244 pounds. If you guys didn't see the combine, I would go look at it. Had a 40.5-inch vert. Should help him on those goal line jumps. But honestly, I think it helps a lot when your head coach is Shane Steichen. I don't know if he's a head coach, but your coach is Shane Steichen, who, by the way, completely developed Jalen Hurts. So what does that mean? He knows what to do with a player like Anthony Richardson. Yes, Jalen Hurts was more of a technical passer and more all-around QB than Richardson was coming out of college and is coming out of college. But believe in Shane Steichen until I see otherwise. He's proven himself. So I have to believe until he proves me wrong. Plus, Anthony Richardson, I'm going to say he's a little bit more athletic than Jalen Hurts. So, to be honest, the offense is looking like a perfect fit for Richardson as well. I mean, they got Michael Pittman out there, who's the 50-50 guy. They got Alec Pierce, who's the reliable receiver, who's only getting better. Then you went and drafted Josh Downs, who's going to be your slot speed receiver, who we all know Anthony Richardson at this point has an absolute cannon. All right, so for him to go down the stretch and just launch that ball, it's going to do some big chunk plays. Plus, you also have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. That helps a lot. I honestly like their offensive line, and in the draft, they grabbed Blake Freeland. So you got another offensive lineman in the draft. Honestly, the draft just made me realize that this kid's got it. Their team's really not that far off. I mean, they went from like Matt Ryan and Phillip Rivers to Anthony Richardson, who's just an athletic freak. At plus 700, I like the odds. Sprinkle some money on it. And at the end of the day, you also have the 6'7" tight end in Jelani Woods, who I think just is scratching the surface. Like I said, reason I like him for Offensive Rookie of the Year, goal line, he's probably going to hawk some touchdowns away from Taylor. Kid's got a cannon, and he's got to hit at least 50 rushing yards a game, no? That right there, I think he's going to blow out of the water. I think the only two other QBs that are definitely going to start week one is obviously going to be Young and Stroud. So, I don't know. I don't think Levis is going to. And I don't know. I just think he's got a lot better athleticism than these guys, and people are honestly downplaying the weapons he's got. So I like the odds at plus 700 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I like him. Yeah, he's not the most accurate and whatever. Let that coach get his hands on him. Let's see what he does in this offseason in training camp and OTAs and everything. I guarantee this kid's going to shock you guys. Gives me to the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay? We are Nolan Smith. Yeah, you're right. Plus 1,800 odds. Okay? Why do I like Nolan Smith over Jalen Carter, who was their other draft pick? Well, another freak athlete. Ran a 4.3940. Perfect for the Eagles scheme because this kid's always going to be fresh. We know how they rotate their defensive linemen, all right? I still think he's underrated and people aren't respecting his literally rush defense. He's very good in rush defense. Also, your boy's out there playing, he's pretty much playing on his Georgia defense again. I think that's going to help a kid like this develop a lot quicker than other, I'm going to say teams. Yeah, you can bring Jalen Carter in the conversation. That's fine. But he's going to a defense where you have him, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Keely Ringo, and Nakobe Dean. All part of that Georgia defense. It's going to be comfortable for him. On top of that, like I said, his gas tank's going to be full. Rotation with Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, and Hassan Reddick is going to keep this kid fresh. And if he could keep that speed up for entirety of the game, oh boy, that's going to be a problem for these offensive tackles in the fourth quarter. Also, talking about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and add Fletcher Cox in there, they're going to be playing in the middle. They're going to be playing in the middle of that defensive line. Nolan Smith should have a good amount of one-on-ones, and I'm willing to bet on this kid's athleticism on the one-on-one in the next level as well. The Eagles know what they're doing with their defensive linemen. They're tricky. They run stunts nonstop. This kid's going to get a lot of one-on-one looks. I like Jalen Carter for the Rookie of the Year too. I just think Nolan Smith is probably going to just be a little bit more productive. Last year, majority of Eagles defensive line, I don't want to say majority, but a lot of Eagles defensive line had double-digit sacks. I'm willing to bet on Nolan Smith having over 10 as well. Their defense is just disgusting. And honestly, that defensive line just got better. It just got better in the draft. And like I said, adding him with his boys, talk about development, and that's just crazy. It really is. I like him at plus 1,800. The odds are crazy. Yeah. I think it's a good bet, good value. Who's next? We're going to get into the comeback player of the year. Now, this one was hard for me. Honestly, this one was really hard for me to pick. A lot of these guys down the stretch were held out, like Jonathan Taylor and like people like that. Why? Because they weren't going to make the playoffs. So what'd you do? You put him on IR, and guess what? Now he's a comeback player of the year candidate. So with that being said, comeback player of the year. Your boy, Jackson Mahomes at minus 1,700. It's a joke, guys. Your boy Lamar Jackson at plus 2,000. Okay? Why? He dealt with the PCL injury constantly, affected the entire year last year. Okay, he just didn't look right. If you watch any Ravens games, he really didn't look right at all. He really didn't. Not one bit. I guess I should probably disclose here that I am a Chargers fan, but I'm an NFL fan. I try to be honest. I try to be even and clear with any and everything. So, has nothing to do with this pick, but Lamar Jackson. He has the best weapons, arguably, that he's had in his entire career. They brought in Odell, and then they draft Zay Flowers, which is a perfect pick for Lamar, by the way. That's a perfect pick for Lamar. You still have Andrews, and your outside is going to be Odell and Zay Flowers. Both of those guys can get a touchdown at any moment. And Lamar came out and said he's healthy. He's about a month healthy of that injury. He also just signed a brand new deal, which tells me he's really healthy. They wouldn't make him sign that deal unless they knew they're getting 100% of Lamar. He's going to light up the stat sheet again. Expect the rushing touchdowns to be up there again. Expect the rushing yards to be up there again. And he just signed a new deal. Got the good weapons. Got the new deal. He's healthy. At plus 2,000, this is nice. Honestly, this one's nice. I think they're going to be able to string together a couple games as well. So, and I like the addition of their draft picks. Honestly, I think their team got better, more dangerous. I like the odds. Coach of the year. This one was also rough considering there's a lot of good coaches. You know, I liked Dabble last year, Sirianni. This guy's my sleeper coming into this year. It's honestly also my sleeper team coming into this year. So, with that being said, your boy Dan Campbell at plus 1,000. Why? I really like their draft. Aaron Rodgers is out. This is their division to win. They were right there to make the playoffs last year. They were honestly right there to make the playoffs last year. It's their division. It's honestly their division at this point. I'm sold on Dan Campbell. The dude is grit. That's how you describe him. I think they got better in the draft. Like I said, filled major holes. Whether or not these players should have gone when they did, they filled their major holes. Drafted Jack Campbell. Got Sam Laporta to replace Hawkinson. Come on. Yeah, when they were drafted, okay. Same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs. They shipped out DeAndre Swift, picked up Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a good pass catching, and he stays healthy. DeAndre Swift was not. Jared Goff had a hell of a year last year. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown outside. Like, come on. And then if Goff, knock on wood, gets hurt, you got Hendon Hooker as the backup. All right? In case anything happens to Jared Goff. It's an awesome backup. Team's in a good spot. Team was ready to turn the corner last year. They just made a run a little too late. The roster looks good. Depth. Hopefully you get the same Jared Goff as you did last year. He was in like MVP talks literally the beginning of the year. And you filled major needs. The other issue, yeah, you got rid of Okudah. Let's see how the corners hold up and everything. I think you're going to be all right. Also, I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a dog this year. I think the kid's only getting better. So, big issue with them last year was defense, and they got better. Offense still was lighting it up, and they got better. Sam Laporta at tight end's an upgrade. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm going to assume, knock on wood once again, he's going to play every game. Availability is the best ability. DeAndre Swift, yeah, that's tough. Leaves with the last award, probably the most impressive award, polished award, whatever the hell you want to call it. The MVP. It's probably the only favorite I went with. Yeah. Josh Allen. I know, whatever. I went with Josh Allen. Kind of people could think it's the obvious pick, but why? They had two massive draft picks that were solely going to immediately help out Josh Allen. Cyrus Torrance was an amazing pick for them. Guard, good value. Not going into that. Watch my other videos if you want to hear about that. But Cyrus Torrance at guard, Whether he starts or not doesn't matter. The depth is there. They had issues on the offensive line. Josh Allen wasn't healthy toward the end of the year last year. I mean, that was kind of obvious. Man, is this kid good. He can step in and start now. Literally can step in and start now. They got Connor McGovern from Dallas at guard, Mitch Morse at center from Kansas City, and Ryan Bates at tackle from Philly. They kind of revamped that whole front. Why? Because the guy you're looking at on the screen is their franchise, and he could take them to the promised land. Just keep him healthy, keep him upright. We all know what Allen can do. The dude's next level. He really is. He's next level. Then they got Kincaid. Best pass-catching tight end in the draft. Nasty after the catch. 6'4". He's going to play in the slot for them. Meaning, yeah, Dawson Knox and Kincaid could be on the field at the same time. But you didn't really have a slot receiver last year. Once again, only helps out Allen. Well, the whole team, but man, does it make Allen even better. What does it do? Kincaid in the slot means he can work the middle of the field. 6'4", he's not going to have an issue with that. He's good at working the zones, and it should free up Stephon Diggs a little bit more, which we all know is Allen's favorite target, best target, yeah. Still leaves Gabe Davis as the home run hitter, which is good. Man, Kincaid can really work that zone. He's reliable. Allen did not have that last year. It was literally Stephon Diggs, and honestly, I think that's why Diggs gets so upset in the playoffs and the losses, and he stormed out, whatever, that whole drama. Ooh. Plus, these offensive line moves are just going to keep Allen healthy. Come on, guys. This is the guy. If this has got to be their year. Defense is all right. Defense is doable. Okay? But Allen, they honestly moved that offense around for him, and it's not talked about enough. And I'm telling you, Kincaid's impact is going to be huge. The depth and the moves they made offensive line, wild. Wild. So there's your MVP at plus 700. I just put the odds up there, guys. So you're just like, oh, we picked all favorites. I didn't. This is, I believe, the only favorite I picked. Once again, I'm also a Chargers fan. I didn't choose a single Chargers player. That's because I'm a guy who, you got to show me something, you got to prove me something. Till then, unfortunately, I have to view my Chargers as the Chargers. I love them, but these are my awards. Once again, to recap, Offensive Rookie of the Year, the freak athlete in Anthony Richardson, another freak athlete following him for the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nolan Smith, Comeback Player of the Year, the newly paid man, apparently healthy man, Lamar Jackson, the Coach of the Year, Dan Gritty Campbell. Man, does that know how he knows how to fire somebody up. Seriously. You got to watch him. Watch some of his tapes. Watch some what he says. It's hilarious. Then you got your MVP on the screen, man, Josh Allen. They did right. Honestly, all of these teams drafted very well, put their teams in very good chances. The Colts were a good team. They just needed a QB, but guys, that is going to wrap this up. That's my NFL awards. Early video, I know, but never too early when we're talking the NFL. Two-Tone Sports here. Thank you as always for watching. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs. Once again, any and all support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope to catch you on the next video.